Princess Ubol Ratana, in her capacity as chair of the To Be Number One program, is scheduled to preside over the To Be Number One activities contest on Monday, March 9th at the Royal Phuket City Hotel in Phuket. The Phuket Governor, Precha Rungjan, held a meeting with related officials in preparation to welcome the princess and participants from 14 southern provinces. The contest in Phuket has 4 activities in 4 categories. They are the work of Ban Lipon Kaulan, Chalarm Prakyat Prasinakaran School, Big C Supercenter, and Ban Bangrong Community. These are the Southern Chapter contests, with winners taking part in the national contest. To Be Number One program is initiated by Princess Ubol Ratana, who graciously acts as chair. Its main objective is to promote constructive activities among young people and keep them away from indecent activities such as narcotic drugs. The Shrimp Farmers Club in Phuket calls for the government to look for new overseas markets for shrimp. The global economic downturn is reported to have been felt by shrimp farmers in Phuket. The chairman of the Phuket Shrimp Farmers Club, Tirayut Tanomkiat, said around 50 shrimp farmers are facing losses as Thailand exports shrimps to the United States at 500,000 tons per year. This year's economic crisis led to a sharp decline in exports to the U.S., forcing some to suspend their farming. Tirayut stressed that some still earn profits, but with sharp declines from 40 to 50% down to 10%. The Phuket Shrimp Farmers Club chairman requests that the government look for new export markets with high purchasing power, such as the Middle East, for the farmers. They also need to find ways to cut down the production cost of electricity and fuel. As for the domestic market, Mr. Tirayut said the farmers can help themselves for marketing. And now turning to local development, at least 2 mega projects for Phuket development have been listed in next year's fiscal plan. The information was reported by Democrat MP from Phuket, Mr. Tosaporn Tepabut, who is also serving as Deputy Chairman of House Committee on Tourism and Sports. 2 major development projects are the Sports Complex in Mai Khao on the island's north side and the International Convention Center. He stressed that both projects have been listed in next year's budgetary plan. Tosaporn further explained that the sports complex is planned to be constructed on a 238-rai plot with all sports and accommodation facilities, including 4,000-seat stadium, 15,000-seat football stadium, tennis courts, and training center. As for the International Convention Center, Mr. Tosaporn stated that if the government is not ready for funding, there are at least 3 private investors showing interest in the investment. He concluded that if the 2 mega projects happen, it would have positive impacts and boost the Andaman region's tourism. And Phuket activated an aggressive campaign to prevent hemorrhagic dengue fever. Taking the opportunity for Phuket's Big Cleaning Day on March 3rd, when residents on Phuket Island are urged to clean and tidy up their premises and public road in front of their homes, the Phuket Authority also takes the opportunity to carry out an aggressive campaign to alleviate sources of mosquito egg laying. The meeting in preparation for the action was held last Wednesday, when the meeting agreed to have all local governments participate in the prevention campaign this Wednesday, March 3rd. This includes schools, community leaders, and health volunteers. Local governments are required to prepare sprays sufficient to handle situations in their respective area of responsibility, and that their personnel must be properly trained for spray operations. Health volunteers are asked to make surveys, educate, and campaign for their community to understand the preventive measures and eradicate sources where mosquitoes can lay eggs. According to the Provincial Public Health Office, this year 32 cases of hemorrhagic fever are reported, mostly in children aged 10 to 14 years old, followed by those of 15 to 24 years old. The top 5 locations for the patient cases are Karan, Kamala, Patong, Koh Kiao, and Wichit areas. And the Phuket Authority added palm trees to the famous tourist location of Promthep Cape to maintain its identity. To maintain the identity of Phuket's famous tourist site of Promthep Cape, the local government of Rawai municipality is carrying out a project to add palm trees to the site. The Phuket governor, Pricharungjan, said on Friday during a monthly head officials meeting that he asked the local government to encourage local people to help plant palm trees at the Cape on the same spots where the old ones died. This is part of the effort to revive the natural beauty of the Cape, which is famous as a sunset viewing spot in Thailand. And on the other hand, Phuket upgrades the service of local boats to meet standards of serving tourists. The Phuket governor, Pricharungjan, presented certificates of standards for tourist boats for hire to local boat operators at Bangkok T and Rawai area on the island's south side. 13 of them are certified for safety standards. The local villagers adjusted the boats from fishing into tourist boats after they had been trained for safety and service, plus how to keep or take care of natural resources and environment by the Provincial Office of Tourism and Sport. Their boats are registered with life vests. The group offers boats for hire for tourist activities such as snorkeling, fishing, cliff climbing, as well as special packages like homestays. The group originated from local fishing communities who turned to serve tourists to earn extra income for their families and get support by government agencies. And some unlicensed Burmese workers were repatriated from Phuket. Phuket immigration officers on Saturday recorded fingerprints of 128 Burmese who illegally entered and worked in Phuket. 105 are males and 23 are female. They were taken on 2 lorries to be repatriated via the southern border province of Ranong. This group of repatriated workers followed last week's raid when officials checked on construction camps. The authorities received public complaints that a number of illegal foreign workers were working with those who are licensed. During the raid, however, some managed to flee, while police will continue to intensify their checks and raid areas for illegal migrants and foreign workers. And another dugong was found dead in Phang-Nga Bay while a marine biologist prepares for its autopsy on Tuesday. The Marine Biological Center in Cape Panwa received a dead body of a less than 1-year-old dugong, which was found dead in Phang-Nga Bay. The body is now being refrigerated, awaiting autopsy on Tuesday. The dead dugong was spotted floating in the sea by a tour boat, who then notified the local fishing network in Paklok, which further reported to the Phuket Marine Biological Center. The creature is female, 168 centimeters long, and 86 kilograms in weight. No serious wounds were found on her body. The vet, Sontaya Manawatana, said since October last year, 8 dugong were found dead, more than other years. He suspected the cause is mainly due to fishing tools. And turning now to Phang-Nga, where the Red Cross Society plans to improve packaging and marketing channels for community products made from mangosteen leaves. Despite being a 5-star One Tambon One product, or OTOP, for the province of Phang-Nga, the artificial flowers made from mangosteen leaves in Kalai sub-district still needs improvement in their style, packaging, and marketing channels. During a visit to the agricultural group, the chair of the Phang-Nga Red Cross Society, Daroni Palusuk, said the village houses a large number of mangosteen and that they can make use of the leaves. She said she would promote more varieties of the products and packaging to make them competitive, then find more marketing channels for the local producers. And finally, in local news, media people carried out community activities on Saturday. The charitable activity was co-organized by the community radio FM 108 Maz Radio and the local newspaper Kau Satakit Turakit and the Life Home Project. It was held on Saturday morning when children from the Life Home Project, whose mothers are mostly HIV infected, went to Patong Beach to clean up by collecting garbage. The kids were taught to take care of the environment and played games with students from the Princess Songkhla University and DJs from the station. They also opened for public donations to give to the children.